This is the Jaguar 2000 S-type V8 4.0. Today we're going to talk about the overheat. That's what happened with me. I was driving the car and I bought this car with no key, so I don't know anything about it, as I said in a other video. And I made the key at the dealership, and when I drove it, the first thing I saw there is no AC, so I add the Freon to it. Now it's good, it's working fine. And then I drove it, and I was driving it for 10 minutes, and then at sudden I saw the temperature went from like below the half a little bit all the way like this to the top. So before getting to the top, I noticed that, and then I turned the heat on. Once I turned the heat on, it went down like this quick. So it's so quick. It went up quick and went down quick when I put the heat on. When I turned the heat on. So that's mean the water is not circulating. When I turn the heat on, it's opened the heater core side, so it took the water to the heater core, which is cool it down and return it to the engine, and that's what make the temperature go down, and getting some more cold water from the radiator to the engine, so it make it bigger. It's moved the water a little bit in a system. So when that happened, that's mean there is something not letting the water circulating. So probably it's gonna be the stuck thermostat, stuck closed, or maybe the water pump weak, or something else. I don't know what it is, but well, there is no leak. There is no leak because the water. I didn't get the. I don't have the leak, so the water is stay on the level all the time when I checked it. So I drove it again. It happened with me again, and I let it sit running, and I noticed that. And when I came to the upper hose, radiator hose, to see if there is a high pressure in it or not, it wasn't that high pressure. Normally it's gonna be like it's so hot, the hose is gonna be so hot, so it wasn't. So there's no pressure, the high pressure in that. And I tried to check the bottom one, it wasn't that hot, it was like it just warm. So that means the system not circulating the water. So I thought the first time it's the thermostat stuck closed, but like I said, wait a minute, let me check if there is a way to bleed the car. It's like a GM, as I said, it's like the GM. GM has a bolt, you just take it off, and it's gonna take all the air out when you fill the water in the radiator until you see the water coming out without any bubbles. Then you put it back. That's meaning you bleeded the system, and you have no problem for any overheat. And that's what you should do. Now I don't know about Jaguar, if it has that or not, but I said, let me search and see if there is a bleeding system. I'll open the Google. I try to search and see if somebody put any note on that, or like locating that, where is the bleeding bolt to do it, location for it. I couldn't find it. I looked at YouTube if there is somebody put a videos. There's nobody put that video for that. No video for that bleeding. And I came to a car and said, let me look at the car. So I took the cover, the engine cover, that is the plastic piece out, and I saw something. We will go to the car and look at it, and I will show you and explain to you what I found and what I did already to fix that overheat problem. Let's go to the car. Okay, guys, and this is the car. And when I got that overheat, I start like thinking in the maybe it's not circulating because it's a bad thermostat or bad water pump, and that is not making the water circulating and not cooling the car. And when I, as I said, when I open the, when I turn on the heat, the temperature went down so quick. So that's mean there is something. It's not letting the water circulating. And when I came and checked the water in here, the water is fine. It's level and fine. It's not. There is no leak in the water. It's. I don't have a leak in the water, so it's not circulating. Okay. Now, other thing to check is the pressure in this upper hose, and the pressure was fine. It wasn't that hard pressure. It wasn't like so hard. The hose wasn't so hard, so there's no like too much pressure in it. And so when I start thinking if there is a bleeding bolt for this car or not, like the GM they have the bleeding. There is a bolt to bleed the system, because when you fill it, there is a bubble is going to stay in it, so you have to bleed it to get everything full and taking all this air out from the system. So I don't know about this, if it has or not. When I look at the YouTubes and trying to search for that, I didn't find anybody saying there is any bleeding, anywhere to bleed this car, or how to bleed it or whatever, like something to help. But look what I found. I found this when I came and opened this and took it off, and I saw this. And this is the where is the thermostat. And this looked like somebody been done the work in here already, because you see those not original, and there's still the original it's in here. Still those two, the original clamps still in here, and he put another 2 clamp on it. So that is make me think about this. Probably it was leaking water before, and now it's neat. Like they worked on it, but they didn't bleed it. So I took this out. I opened this. I took the cap out, and it was cold. I left it overnight to cool down, and then I opened this. I just cracked it open a little bit. I turned it like a half turn just to do that, to crack it open, and then I start the car. When I start the car, I finished that and opened it all the way. I found the water is right here. The water was to here, and it was running, but it's not all the way to the top. So it looked like this. Here, it was the air pocket, right here. So that's why the car was not circulating the water and it's getting overheat. So what I did is I got a cup, that disposable cup, the foam cup, and I put some water in it, and I start filling that little by little until it's got to the top here, until it's got overflow, and then I put this right away and close it and tied it really good. And I look over here, I check the water, it's good. Since that minute, I drove the car like maybe 400-500 miles, every day. Like, I've been driving it for 60-70 miles, and I drove it over 500 miles, and I have no problem with the heat at all. So guys, if you have this in a system and you have overheat, check this before you go through the water pump and all of that, because that's going to cost a lot of money. That's going to cost a lot. So before you do that, you can do this and check this. Open when it's cold. Pay attention for that. When it's very cold, let it cool down. And if you can leave it overnight, that's very good. And do that in the morning when it's very cold. And then take this off, just crack it a little bit and start the car, and then come and open it and keep adding the water until you fill it up to the top. And then you close it good, lock it good, and tight it. And then check if you need to add some water to the radiator. And then keep your eye on the temperature, and hopefully this is gonna fix that problem. I don't want to open it right now. I done it. I was recording that when I done it, but when I put my phone and recording this, I figured after I finished the work, I figured that it's my phone stopped recording. I don't know why it stopped recording, and so I missed recording all the work I done, and I don't want to open it again just to not get that overheat again. Well, just in case. I don't like to open it again. But anyway, I hope that is gonna help you guys and solve that problem if you have that only thing. But if it's not, that's mean you have a bigger problem, which is probably the thermostat or the water pump. Hopefully it's not going to face that problem, because of the water pump is going to cost a lot of money to do it, and you need somebody really know what he's doing, because this is Jaguar. It's like a lot of things in it. So if he mess up one thing, it's going to be a big problem, and you're going to have other different problems. So you need somebody to know what he's doing on a Jaguar, so he can done you the water pump, if is that the case. All right, so I hope that helping you guys to solve your problem. And and I will post another videos when I find another problems, and I will let you know, guys, about it. So probably this is gonna solve your problems too. All right, thank you, appreciate it. If you like this video, just please hit the like and subscribe for another new videos for Jaguar and maybe other cars.